Hi, we're the ladies of Hard Knocks Tulsa.
And you're watching Explore Tulsa.
Hope you've been practicing your chicken dancing, because Oktoberfest is just about here, and so is another Explore Tulsa. This week we start the show with how Tulsa looks on canvas.
Then a night under the stars.
Followed by those born to ride.
Plus the art of pumpkin carving.
Hi, I'm Stevie Fernandez.
And I'm Trish Whitmer. Hello and welcome to this week's Explore Tulsa. Stevie, did you know that this week we celebrate Boss Day?
I sure did, and I hope you're planning on doing something really nice for me this week too.
So you think you're the boss of me?
Well, yeah, it makes sense. I'm the more experienced and more mature one.
And now the show has become fictional. But let's meet a guy who's taking becoming his own boss a true art form.
She's trying to say that Christopher Westfall is an actual artist who works for himself.
When I was about 6 or 7 years old in art class at school, I did a project, and the teacher liked it well enough that she hunted down my dad at his work and told him that she thought that I had artistic talent and that I should pursue it. So I guess I've been considering myself an artist ever since then. I actually went to college to become a commercial artist, and I worked in advertising agencies when I graduated. And I did that for almost 10 years and got burnt out on it, and actually left art completely and became a picture framer for about 12 years. Met my wife, and I had been painting as a hobby a little bit. When I met her, she saw the paintings I'd done in my closet, thought they were great, and said I needed to be out showing them. So with her encouragement, I got out and started to show them at local art festivals, and she got me into a gallery. That was about 10 years ago, and I've been a full-time fine art painter since then. The actual professional artist has to be very self-motivated. You don't have somebody who's standing over your shoulder telling you to do it, except for possibly my wife every once in a while. But no, you have to get up, and every single day is different, and you have to tackle the most important project every single day. And I literally work probably twice as many hours working for myself as I did working for other people. I probably work anywhere from 60 to 80 hours a week doing my artwork, promoting it, marketing, physically doing the artwork, getting on Facebook, all sorts of different things that are involved into being a professional artist these days. Well, I'm very proud of my local Tulsa Rainscape series. Very proud of the Tulsa Symphony series I just finished. It was a collaboration with the Tulsa Symphony. I got to go backstage on 5 or 6 of their performances and did about a 17-piece series. And it just got through showing at the Hardesty Art Center downtown. And just in the last month, I started doing more abstracts, and they've been very well received. I've been posting them on Facebook, and everybody seems to really like those. I've already sold 2 of those today, so very excited about that. Tulsa's a beautiful city. The people are wonderful. It's very inexpensive to live here. That's also a total bonus as an artist. I've actually lived in Los Angeles and in Denver or Boulder, Colorado before, and both places were beautiful and fun, but wouldn't have wanted to raise Max at either place, and they were super expensive in comparison. Well, if I could go back and tell myself anything, I wished I would have painted more in the time that I wasn't painting as much. But I'm very happy with where I am now in my career. I'm very happy with my wife and my life. So I'm sure that if I would have done anything differently, I'd be in a different place right now. So I don't have any regrets doing what I did. I'm absolutely happy. And as far as the future, I think it's wide open for me right now. I personally have the attitude that the harder I work, the more blessings that I'll have in my life. So I'm working as many hours as I possibly can right now and getting more opportunities every single day, it seems like.
Christopher's work is amazing. I especially love the use of his colors with the rain reflecting from the streets of Tulsa.
He is extremely talented, and if you're interested in learning more about his work, visit ChristopherWestfall.com.
Christopher has inspired me to go out and paint Turkey Mountain. Maybe throw in a few campers enjoying the scenery.
Oh, then you're in luck, because next we're heading out to Turkey Mountain to check out the annual base camp event when Explore Tulsa continues.
Ever since the first movie theaters opened in the early 1900s, man has been trying everything to bring that same experience home to enjoy with their families. And for more than 30 years, Video Revolution and their home entertainment experts have been making those dreams come true by designing custom home theater solutions for both in and outdoor use. From 1080p LEDs to the brand new Sony 4K flat panel TVs, or come in to see the latest in sound bars and surround sound setups. Always the top name brands are found at Video Revolution. That same electronic expertise we also apply to your business communications network, from boardroom automation to video wall presentations. No matter what technology the future holds, you can count on Video Revolution to be leading the way. Tulsa's headquarters for the best selection and installation of cutting-edge electronics. Video Revolution on the northwest corner of 71st and Lewis.
Hey, it's Stevie from Explore Tulsa with my friend and optometrist for many years, Dr. Robert Zellner. Tell everybody why it's so good to come in to see you.
Well, that's a great question. Let's see, we've got two great locations. We try to stay cutting edge at every point along the way because let's face it, everybody wants to come in and get taken care of in a timely fashion and get the latest, greatest stuff and save some money and get on with their life. And see clearly.
And if you don't believe it, look on the website.
Absolutely, drzellner.com. You can find that we have our two locations at 69th and Memorial and 3030 South Harvard, or you can give us a call at 749-2020 or 461-2020.
And I got 4 kids, and I gotta tell you, as a big family like that, it's affordable too.
Oh yes, and of course, the number one reason, you save some money. I mean, with our 2-pair specials, with our different unique packages that we put together, I mean, you can come in here and your money can go a lot farther than anywhere else.
And that's why with Dr. Robert Zellner and Associates, seeing is believing.
Oh, I like that, Stevie. Well done.
Hi, I'm Don Kreitzweiser, and I'm a photographer, and you're watching Explore Tulsa.
Hi, and thanks so much for continuing to be a big part of Explore Tulsa. Now, Stevie, when you were a kid, didn't people live out of tents?
No, Trish, we were regular cave dwellers. But believe it or not, camping as we know it today was created by Thomas Holding at the turn of the 20th century when he created the Camping and Caravanning Club.
Holding also wrote the Camper's Handbook back in 1908.
True camping aficionado, but I bet his book didn't mention anything that is as much fun as Turkey Mountain's annual base camp.
The outdoors it's a special meaning. There's this old joke that everybody used to camp until we learned how to make houses, right? And so I think for me personally, and I know a lot of people out here, they get a connection to nature. Even though there's a lot of people out here sleeping out under the stars, we're gonna have a crystal clear night. You know, it's an awe-inspiring experience to be able to do that, and you know, to share it with so many people. It's a really cool and great experience. My dad took us camping at probably Grand Lake or Lake Keystone, and we went out there. I was maybe 5 or 6, and we pitched a tent. About 10:30 at night, this huge storm came rolling in, thunder and lightning, the whole shebang. And I remember my dad just like wrapping us kids up, throwing us in the car and just tackling the tent. Didn't even like take the poles apart. You know, he just like shoved it all in the trunk, like one whole thing. And that was my first camping experience, so. A group of us, Matt Carver and Tyler Haynes and myself, we got together and we just kind of spitballed this idea around. We're like, it'd be so cool to camp out there, you know? And Matt Carver had some connections with river parks, and he was able to get us a permit and organize the whole thing. And we worked on it together, and we just had such a wonderful time last year. It was such an amazing experience for us all that we could not do it again. And River Parks was gracious enough to work with us yet again, Tanya and her staff there, to help us put on this event, and we couldn't have done it without them. And as you can see, you know, we've got hundreds of people out here right now enjoying Turkey Mountain and enjoying this space. This family camping environment is just ideal for what Tulsa wants and needs. It's a great expression of how people can be in the outdoors, share their love of Turkey Mountain, share their love of Tulsa River Parks. And when I was a kid, I just knew that camping was something that, we did once and we would never do again. And so to be outdoors and in nature and have it so close to our backyard. I live in Brookside, and it's 5 minutes to my house from here. And I get to be outside in hundreds of acres of wild wilderness with a group of wonderful people. It's been fantastic. Today we had a really wonderful demonstration by the Bureau of Land Management. An archaeologist from their staff came out and put on an atlatl demonstration, which was the tool that was used prior to the invention of the bow and arrow by Native American peoples in North America to hunt with. We also have a wonderful bouncy castle that the kids are enjoying. We encourage all the people here to go out and hike and explore Turkey Mountain. We've got 3 bands. We've got Green Corn Rebellion's opening the show tonight, followed by Allie Harder, and she's from Choctaw, Oklahoma. She's a wonderful singer. And then Grasshopper is going to close the night. But the crowning achievement, and why most people are out here tonight, is our famous glow hike. And we're taking a portion of the Yellow Trail, and we're going to light it up with thousands and thousands of glow sticks. And it's a really wonderful experience. It's kind of like walking through the stars. Last year, we sold about 50 campsites. This year, we sold almost near 80. And this is a perfect size. You have enough room to camp, but enough room to make new friends. Children are playing with each other. People are camping out to each other and grilling with each other and just having a wonderful time. But the whole purpose of this was to introduce Turkey Mountain maybe to some families that have never experienced Turkey Mountain before. And if you go talk to the people out here, 25% of them have never even been to Turkey Mountain. And now they're gonna love it, and they're gonna bring their children here every week and experience it.
Base camp really looked like a great experience. Fun with pets, frisbee throwing, music. You should try it next year, Trish.
It did look like fun, but I didn't see a Starbucks anywhere close by. But if you want to check out Base Camp for next year or any other event coming up at Turkey Mountain, visit riverparks.org.
Next year, maybe I'll ride my new motorcycle out to base camp.
Wait, you got a new bike?
No, but I sat on a whole bunch of them at Brookside Motorcycle Company.
Oh, so just ahead, why don't we take a peek at the bikes that Stevie is most excited about when we return with more Explore Tulsa.
Hello, friends. I'm out in the woods today, hunting for those very desirable and elusive Silverados. Wow, look at that one. Did you see the rack on that one? Look at that little beauty there. You know, at Danny Beck Chevrolet, our hunting grounds are also our proving grounds. We're out to prove to you we have the best prices in the state. Remember, go Beck for more.
Persimmon Hollow Flea Market Village. Shop 16 buildings on 3 acres, free admission, and parking's free too. Open every weekend, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Find us 1 block east of 71st and Garnett, behind the Salvation Army store.
Hi, I'm Mike with Mike's Mantiques.
And I'm Jamie with Old Pink Truck. And you're watching Explore Tulsa.
If you're like me, love the feel of the road and the power that can only come from hopping on a serious road machine, then you'll be so glad you stuck around for more Explore Tulsa.
You get pretty excited when you jump on one of those little Vespa scooters now, don't you, Stevie?
I'll have you know that those things have some get up and go. Plus, they get like 75 miles per gallon.
Let's check out Stevie's monster ride of choice and many more at Brookside Motorcycle Company.
I'll never forget my first ride. I was at a friend of mine's grandparents' house. They had a little Kawasaki mini bike. And I remember the feeling of freedom when I turned the throttle on and pulled away, and no pedals were required. It was one of the coolest things I'd ever done up to that point. I worked for another dealership. They were a Highline car dealership, and I'd been there a long time. But I knew motorcycles because I'd always had motorcycles. And one day I just kind of had the idea of combining the two and making kind of a boutique kind of fun environment that represented a lot of different kinds of motorcycles that was ran by enthusiasts. So my wife and I just kind of opened it up, sort of, you know, we got a building and a bunch of motorcycles and painted the walls and just kind of went from there, and that was nearly 10 years ago. My first car was a Triumph. I had a couple of old Triumph motorcycles in the past. The way that they've changed, though, is pretty drastic. I loved those old Triumph motorcycles. They weren't the most reliable. So they kind of had that 10-year in-between time where they started producing a more modern motorcycle. And now they're great. The vintage line has I mean, it looks just like something out of the 60s, but it's thoroughly modern underneath and completely reliable. We carry Vespa scooters, the Vespa Piaggio line of scooters. We carry Aprilia, which is primarily a high-performance Italian motorcycle. Moto Guzzi, which is they have a pretty wide range of motorcycles as well. We carry Beta, which is a high-end off-road bike, and they make trials bikes. And we carry Zero electric motorcycles, which I think are really going to be something you see a lot more of in the future. A few years ago, the electric motorcycle was really kind of a novelty. They were a little bit expensive, and electric vehicles are not a new thing. They've had electric cars since the 70s, but they are either hampered by range or acceleration or speed or some combination of those. Now with this newer generation of bikes, we have motorcycles that can push up to 200 miles in range. They charge up depending on your charging system, in as little as an hour or two. They have a battery pack that's designed to last about 300,000 miles. The acceleration on the electric motorcycles is phenomenal. It's almost frightening on a couple of them how quickly they accelerate from either 0 or 30 miles an hour. But the neat thing is you never have to put gas in it. I mean, you charge it up for a few cents on your electric bill, or we've had a few customers that actually they're allowed to charge it up at work. You never have to change the oil. You never have to change out the coolant. They don't have fuel injection or carburetors. There's really not many moving parts, so the maintenance is about like a bicycle. Over the last 10 years, there's definitely been some ups and downs. There's a lot less motorcycle dealers in business now than there were 10 years ago. They were during that kind of economic downturn. But I would tell that guy or anybody else that wants to do it, if you work hard and you want to do it and you want to be dedicated to it, you can make it happen. And it's really not about the money. You don't do this to get rich. You do it because you like motorcycles and you like motorcycle people. So if you treat everybody fair and under promise and over deliver in every way possible, then yeah, go for it and try to enjoy it, because it's going to go by quicker than you think.
The electric Zero motorcycle has to be the coolest thing ever. Never, ever buying gas again. How awesome is that?
Oh, that would be pretty great. To learn more for yourself or how to take a test ride, visit BrooksideMotorcycleCompany.com.
Decide what you're going to be for Halloween yet?
No, but I do know I'm so ready for some pumpkin carving.
Then I have a surprise for you, because coming up, we're going to get first-hand advice from Tulsa's own jack-o'-lantern himself, John Points, when we come back with more Explore Tulsa.
Hi, Dr. Robert Zellner here. For over 20 years, I've offered affordable, convenient eye care in Tulsa. Right now, you can get one pair of glasses or contact lenses starting at just $99, or my two-pair deal for $129. Hey, and as always, the eye exam's included. Walk-ins are always welcome. Glasses are ready in about an hour. Plus, we have over 2,000 frames to choose from. We're open 7 days a week. Come see why we're voted Tulsa's best. And our drive-thru at 69th and Memorial makes pickup simple and easy. For the best eye care value in Tulsa, Dr. Robert Zellner and Associates.
Persimmon Hollow Flea Market Village. Shop 16 buildings on 3 acres. Free admission and parking's free too. Open every weekend, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Find us 1 block east of 71st and Garnett, behind the Salvation Army store.
For everyone who knows that the first line of defense for ghosts and goblins is the perfect pumpkin carving, have we got a treat for you on Explore Tulsa.
That's right, Stevie. As we stop in at Southwoods Nursery to meet John Points and learn all about the history and different ways to carve a perfect pumpkin.
Along with many tips to help you get ready for the great pumpkin.
I grew up in a town called Ark City up in Kansas, and they had a holiday called Arkalala, and it was a celebration of all things fall. They had a fair and a parade, and all the kids dressed up and carved pumpkins. And that, I think the reason I enjoy this is I connect back to my childhood on this. The fun thing about Halloween is the excitement and that little edge of nervousness and fear when you're out there in the dark and you're going door to door and you're dressing up and you don't know who people are. And I think that's why Halloween is fun. And I try to keep it in that perspective as something that's light and fun, and you know, hopefully people will pass this on to their children. I got interested in carving pumpkins when my children were born. I have an October birthday, my anniversary's in October, and of course I love Halloween. So I started carving with my children when they were young, and as time went on I tried different things, and there's a lot of resources now and ideas and artwork that you can use, so it just kind of grew from there.
We work with Mr. Points, and he told us about it last year, and we had so much fun she wanted to come back and do it again, so here we are.
Well, my mom told me about it, and so it's a good bonding experience, right, Mom? Right.
You know, I've actually been teaching carving jack-o'-lanterns for about 15 years. I started on Boy Scout campouts where we could actually just throw the pulp and the seeds anywhere, and kind of grew as an extension from there. Barbie Page got me to teach at Walt Whitman, and we've done some classes there. Philbrook has had us do Second Saturday, which is a wonderful program, and we do demonstrations there. But Southwood came through and actually does the workshop where we can sit down, the children can apply what they've learned and actually carve their own jack-o'-lantern. And it's remarkable how much success some of these young people have. If they follow just some real simple little tips, turn out some really impressive jack-o'-lanterns. One of the things I try to do with the youth when we sit down is educate them a little bit on the history of the jack-o'-lantern and on pumpkins. Most of them know that the pumpkins are unique to North America, that's where they originated, but don't realize that the first jack-o'-lanterns actually were in Ireland and were in turnips rather than pumpkins. It wasn't until the Irish immigrated to the United States that they started using the pumpkin instead of a turnip to do jack-o'-lanterns. So that's kind of an interesting piece of history about the jack-o'-lantern. You know, I tell people I'm actually not an artist, I'm an engineer, so I can't come up with those things myself, but I can build a jack-o'-lantern for you. And the nice thing about the internet is there's all kinds of resources out there, there's all sorts of tools, there's artwork, you know, there's YouTube videos on how to carve. I have a favorite website called Zombie Pumpkins, and they've got great artwork on current celebrities and superheroes and that sort of thing, so that's very popular. The nice thing also now is they have artificial pumpkins, which are like a blown foam, which you can get at a Michael's or a Hobby Lobby, and you can cut those with an X-Acto knife, and those don't perish. You can give those as a gift and pull them out every year, and that's made it really nice that you can have something that you can use over and over every year.
I didn't use a stencil, I just kind of drew on mine, so it's a little interesting and a little creepy. You know, I'm probably the oldest one carving pumpkins here, so I figured I'd do something a little different.
One of the things that we try to show the children is we use the example that pumpkins are like people. They have a good side and a bad side. And so we try and teach them to identify the side which rested on the ground, which tends to have calluses and scratches, and want to put the art on the other side. And then we encourage them to understand that it's a fruit, that it's perishable, that as soon as they cut into it, it begins to decay. So we teach them how to preserve it. If you put a battery-powered light in it as opposed to a candle, it will last a little bit longer. And we show them some techniques on how to cut, how to carve, how to clean. So hopefully they'll have success and want to continue to do jack-o'-lanterns.
I had no idea how to do it at all, so I learned everything today all at once, so it was pretty cool.
Those kids made some good-looking pumpkins, but wait till you see what I'm working on. It's an amazing piece of art. It's gonna be so scary. It's gonna be kind of looking like Trish.
Great, I appreciate that. But if you'd like to take John's Jack-O-Lantern Workshop on October 19th, visit southwoodgardencenter.com.
Or just stop by. I'll give you a picture of Trish so you have something scary to go by.
Stick around, there's more Explore Tulsa just ahead.
Hi, I'm Devin Dorney, and I'm here to tell you about the brand new Canon 70D. Well, one of the great things about the Canon 70D is that in this generation you actually have autofocus during video recording. That was one of the things that held back some of the original SLRs that did video. It's very difficult to do a home video or something like that when you had to pay attention to a manual focus. Now you have touchscreen controls and facial recognition that help you get the most out of your home video. It's an SLR, so it does both pictures and video. It takes 20.2 megapixel stills and wonderful video. This is a camera that everybody can be efficient with. It can be used for birthday parties on up to professional video products and professional photography products. Well, DSLRs offer you the opportunity to change your lenses and get different depths of field and different effects in your photography, and it gives you an opportunity to take some of those really gorgeous photos that you see wedding photographers and baby photographers taking, and you can do that with an inexpensive lens. It's really easy to do, and it makes everybody feel like a pro. The camera itself shoots broadcast quality HD video to a convenient SD card, which you can take out of the camera and plug right into your computer, pull the video off, and start editing. In fact, this camera does so much that there's really not enough time for me to tell you everything it can do. So why don't you come and visit me? I'm Devin Dorney. Come and visit at Video Revolution, and we can sit down and talk about the camera, and I can show you exactly how you can take great home videos and still photos on your own.
Be sure and join us next week when we meet Greg Conway, as he's going to show us around the Tulsa Boys Home and tell us all about the amazing work they do.
We want to thank Christopher Westfall for showing us the many beautiful paintings that he has created of so many of Tulsa's great landmarks.
Well, thanks too to Ryan Howell and his gang responsible for putting together the good times at the Turkey Mountain Base Camp, and to Paul Rogers for introducing us to some awesome bikes at Brookside Motorcycle Company. Hold on to one of those zeros for me.
Plus, thanks to John Points for giving us tips on pumpkin carving.
Remember, if you miss any of the show, you can always catch us at exploretulsa.com.
As always, each week we feature the people, places, and attractions that make us proud to call Tulsa our home.
Hey, don't forget to like us on Facebook. Share with us someone you think Tulsa should know more about.
Plus, remember, Explore Tulsa is brought to you by Video Revolution, located on the northwest corner of 71st and Lewis.
Stop by, say hello to Ron and all the guys for your home entertainment needs.
And Explore Tulsa is also proudly brought to you by Dr. Robert Zollner and Associates.
Home of the two-pair for a $129 deal with 2 locations, 3030 South Harvard and 69th and Memorial.
Well, that's all the time we have for you on this week's show, but we'll see you next week right here on Explore Tulsa.